My name is Travis Pastrana. This is my wife. This is where I came from. This is where I'm going. And this is my story. About 7 years ago, I had an awesome opportunity. I got a call from a guy named Ira Saunders, who's really good friends with Tony Stewart. And they said, hey, our guy just crashed in a basically a circle track race, Silver Crown car, and he broke his back last weekend. We've got a spare car, and no driver to drive it. You want to jump in? And I was like, oh, cool. Tony Stewart's gonna be racing. So I wore a shirt to the track that said "boring" in NASCAR font, and I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be so fun. Whatever. It's gonna be turning left. This is gonna be lame. Whatever. We had so much fun. I ended up staying on the lead lap. I got it all the way up to, I think I was like 15th or 16th, and I had an ear-to-ear grin. And I thought, this is cool. And ever since that moment, I threw away my shirt that said "boring." I said, you know what, we got to get a team that will allow me to do the stuff that I want to do, and let's try this. This looks like a lot of fun. Everything that I've always done my entire life has been about competition. Even Nitro Circus, they're like, oh, it's crazy. I'm like, well, no, I'm just trying to outdo my friends, and I have an opportunity to be in the most competitive sport in the world. And no matter what you say or what you tell me or what you tell other people, if you had an opportunity to drive in the most competitive sport in the world at 200+ miles an hour, like it or hate it, it's worth a shot, and I want to test myself, and that's why we're switching.
So in the year before I met Travis, or started dating Travis, I was world champion, ISF world champion. I won X Games for the 3rd time. I, did a 540, and then I met Travis, and he became a pretty big priority in my life, and that's what life's about. It's sometimes hard to love your job, so it's nice to have something else to love.
I decided that Lindsay Adams Hawkins was the girl that I wanted to marry, and about an hour before the Las Vegas Nitro Circus live show, got one of my friends, Malcolm McCassie, and said, hey, we need to go buy a ring. Started the Cracker Jack store, and they had no rings in there, so we actually went, and with like 10 minutes, found a store with the ring, bought it, came back, told Tommy, who had had a few drinks, I said, Tommy, because he wasn't doing anything in the show, I said, focus, man, you gotta grab Lindsay.
I just dropped in for my first run over the Gigantor ramp. I bailed and I fell, and I was like so disappointed in myself for not landing. And I was going to run back up the stairs because you gotta go pretty quickly in the show. And Tom P, Street Bike Tommy, scoops me up over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. And I'm like, dude, Tommy, what are you doing? Like, come on, I gotta go. And then he like plopped me on the bottom of the ramp. And I turned around and Travis was there on his knee.
Mom, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being part of this moment. I was supposed to come later in the show, but I was too nervous. This was a stunt that's gonna last the rest of my life. So, Lindsay, I love you. All right, back to you guys up top.
I think for me, the biggest difference in my life now is everything. I mean, I had an amazing girlfriend that's now my wife, and even though a lot hasn't changed, there's more responsibility there. There's two people that are definitely making decisions. There's certain sacrifices that you make, and it's been fun, man. It's been a really, really great experience.
Travis, what the hell are you doing?
Well, helping Lindsay out with her gym. She wanted a pull-up bar. Lindsay told me to install the perfect pull-up, but it was too low in the door. Oh, that's gonna break. Perfect pull-up was not so perfect. Well, here you go. So I know you sent me to the store to get the perfect pull-up, but it was too low. So what I did, I'm gonna blame Todd. What we did, this is your new pull-up bar. Ta-da!
You are an idiot.
Hey, whoa, why are you trying to make it fail?
Well, why is it together like that?
Because I'm not sure if it will hold if it's further apart.
I don't trust anything that you do, especially with duct tape and crutches.
Well, there's actually no duct tape now, it's just crutches.
You built a career on it.
Does it not work? We just bought a TV, and I'm like, hey, I want to buy a TV. She's like, great. So I go to Best Buy. Whatever. I'm like, hey, I need a TV. They're like, how about this one? I'm like, perfect. Stereo system, that one, perfect. Walked out, didn't think about it. She's like, Lindsay's like shaking. She goes, you just bought like the most expensive stuff and nothing goes together. And I don't know what to do. And now she's trying to put it together because she's the like electronic savvy person.
Fuck you! I've been working on this for hours.
Camera speed,
I love
sound
you
speed.
too. Lindsay is my Ritalin. For me, I always everywhere. I'm off the map. I always am going and going and going. With Lindsay, she's been great at organizing stuff, and she will, she says no. She's like, look, you can't go from here to here, and just honestly being able to have that time has made me so much healthier. I think for me, the biggest misconception is that I'm completely crazy. Oh, you gotta be crazy to do extreme sports. You gotta be crazy to backflip. I believe that I can do a backflip. I believe that I can do, a 720. It hasn't happened. Yeah, maybe I'm an idiot for trying over and over again, but you work hard. Like if you're crazy, you're never gonna get good enough in anything.
Travis is a very spectacular, sensational athlete, and we've all seen evidence of that. Athletically, he's nothing special. He's physically, clinically, he's very average. But from the neck up, totally abnormal, supernatural. His ability to integrate his mind into what he's doing and his ability to will his body to do things that he wants done is where he excels. That's where he's superior. This latest injury was, I grant you, very bad physically. His doctor told me in years past he would amputate a foot that was that badly damaged. It was broken between ankle and midfoot. There were over 40 fractures. You can give him the medical synopsis of here's what's going to happen and here's what you need to do, and he pretty much doesn't listen to that. But in a non-physical sense, this was a milestone injury. I didn't know it at the time in the Staples Center last summer, but we witnessed an end of an era. You will not see Travis at X Games repeatedly on a yellow motorcycle anymore. You will see him on a motorcycle on his terms at a venue he constructs, and if at all. So it was kind of a seminal moment. The injury was the injury, but its significance is huge.
I don't settle for championships. I settle for, I want to win this race because this is now. And I live a little too much in the now maybe, but that's kind of how I've made a career. It's how I've been able to define myself as an individual, is just going out there and pushing yourself, never settling for second, never settling for third, when first is an option. And sometimes we overestimate ability level, but all in all, we're competitive, and that's where I want to be in NASCAR. And that's what I think people haven't realized that we have been in the past. So hopefully it'll pan out and we'll start winning some stuff.
On the next episode of On Pace with Pastrana,
I married an idiot.